y'all, if you look back at like the killers of today, the young killers with all the dreads and shit, if you go back into their pictures when they was younger, they all had mohawks.
Nah, they all had the double cut right here. I know
A lot of niggas had double hairline too, bro. Like,
no, they did. Well, first off, the double hairline never made it to Chicago, so I can't speak on that.
The double
hairline.
Yeah,
but 3D printed switches did. So good for y'all.
And what was better for society? Exactly. Over the Hill Podcast, episode 16. Yeah.
Bang, bang. Yeah. You know it.
Y'all keeping up with the like how many it is that's cool because
I don't know. What episode is it? Is it 16?
You changed the accessory hanging from your tub. That let me know that you know it's a problem, but you don't care to
dress shirt. I'm not finna look what y'all be having me do. I'm finna pull out a whole striped dress shirt.
That shit was gonna be connected to 17 do-rags like a clown trick.
Yeah, but I was about to say that.
I promise I'll walk that out of Nita house, put it there, and never touch it.
Hold on. I know you ain't say who I think you said.
That's what I moved.
He who shall not be named?
Yeah, that's I moved out, and that was all the stuff. Well, that was one subset of the stuff. Also had a hamper full of stuff. So that was like my
you ain't got no proper moving.
Yeah, he don't got a cardboard box, nothing locked.
To be fair, the stuff's still there because when I moved out, she chased me with the knife. I jumped in my homie car. I was packing my car.
He don't got no bunnies, but he hopped. He didn't jump.
Shut up. It was a knife behind me. You damn right I hopped. And I was packing my car, and then she went to get mad. So I ran because she took the test. It's a whole nother mind, man. Go ahead. The episode
first
16.
topic: how Black people can overcome.
It is not by whatever silly.
It ain't about. He left the clothes there because he's going back. All right.
I'm not going back. Everybody think I'm going back. I'm done.
Why you adjust your do-rag like a fitted after you said because you was lying?
That's the nigga version of blinking when you're telling a lie.
That's my tell. That's a nasty tell.
He the sweat got him. He moved. He loosened it from the tie. That's crazy.
That nigga lost $5,000 at the poker table adjusting his do-rag.
Yeah, he just
get a full house.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Me too.
He started tucking the flap in the back. I ain't got none of them in my hand. Like, yeah, this nigga. All right, y'all. So we're gonna start it off with where are we kicking it off at?
How about him?
How about him? Let's talk about the grass.
How about
Let's talk about that grass.
Let me ask this question. How many N-words do you think Jerry Jones got off on Dak? But
not as much as me. Hard
R. The field and the team bus.
Yeah,
I know Jerry was calling him creative niggas.
Yeah, it sounded like my living room sounded like a GOP group chat on February 5th. All right. You would have thought yeah, it was like Congress discussing if we gonna make Martin Luther King birthday a holiday. That's the frustration that was in my living room. So yeah, the Cowboys lost to the 49ers 19-12.
Damn.
You find a lot of people say this, but this is easily the worst loss as a Cowboy fan in my lifetime. And there's been lots of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good bit. The reason this loss hurt, not for like any of the reasons, not because I'm a proud Cowboy fan, not because none of the shit that you would pick at like I'm ashamed to be a Cowboy fan. But the fact that how they lost, you know what I'm saying? I feel like losing is losing, but you don't lose a certain kind of way. You don't lose throwing 200 yards. You don't lose with your best running back rushing for 20-something yards. It's just certain shit that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Seeing George Kittle looking at the camera with time winding down, trolling the camera. Some shit is embarrassing. And like some things
he was trolling that whole game.
Yeah, it was like,
and that catch was crazy.
That catch pissed me off because that's the type of catch you allow because of mentality. Like you see Trayvon Diggs then try to sneak a shot in and knock the shit out of Kittle, but a certain mentality defense wasn't allowing that, even if it risked a penalty. You know what I'm saying? Knock him clean out, but a culture change is needed in Dallas. Zeke got to go or restructure. Tony Pollard broke his foot, which is horrible. I think his injury is like recommended 3-month recovery time, so he'd be straight by the time the season start. But things need to change. Things need to change for real because it's a broken record to say, oh, every year this is the Cowboys. This team could do it, which most of these years these teams could do it. The roster is capable of doing it. However, the mentality ain't there. The play ain't there, which you'd be like, yeah, obviously that's it. But I think it ties to mentality. There needs to be a coach. You don't see the things you see like you saw in the Bills game where Stephon Diggs got in Josh Allen's face or whatever. It's a lot of fist bumps and high fives and we'll get them next time. It's like, bro, that shit is tiring, my nigga.
I know what Sealy doing right now, by the way.
Yeah, he calling Nita.
Because I saw what he did before he turned the camera off.
Yeah, but yeah, it was an embarrassing loss. Dak, that's not. You should be the first nigga in the front office saying, "Hey, take $20 million off my salary every year." That you
Give
don't
it back
throw
to the white man.
Yeah, second and 2. After you scored the first touchdown. They scored first, but you scored the first touchdown on this defense, and then our defense shut him and forced him to. Did he? Oh, he put on a lemon to the dish and do rag.
I had the same too. I got some water.
That nigga threw the black under the jersey.
I'm surprised I didn't come
back.
He
looked like when Beanie Siegel got his money up in state property.
Yeah.
So he started putting the jerseys over the t-shirts.
That was a signal. That was a signal of black wealth in the early 2000s. The more unknown the nigga on the jersey was, he didn't even have to be good.
That's a fact, sir. Have a throwback with like their uncle when he played like that. Nigga had the Master P throwback. That was. And
then they wore it. The wearing it reverse shit was weird because I know it don't feel comfortable with the neck. But
there's a lot of nasty times that we got to do about that.
It's crazy because you still dress like that. But back to the Cowboys, man.
I saw y'all my son dress, right? Like he dressed like I dressed too. Like they say, nigga,
right now. Yeah.
They say chicks address you like the nigga that left you. That's what his mom do because he had a.
Hey, when I let you hold that shirt, nigga. Oh,
yo, that echo vest on. I was like, bro, you're not even close to that era.
That an Averex, my boy.
Starting up.
I know it's not lot 29.
Yeah, no, with the Tweety Bird, that's crazy.
Man, it was a very nasty. There was some nasty time. I was killing the velour, the suit with the I forget what it's called, but the pants and the jacket. Yeah, the tracksuit. Yeah.
The fat phone
wasn't doing nothing athletic.
Nothing.
It's disgusting.
Nigga just sweating.
And the ash on the skin really popped when you got the velour on. So I know what was happening.
It was a very nasty time. Yeah,
go ahead.
Cowboy. First off, ain't we all happy that this happened? Like, first off, this made for great content for the podcast. Secondly, Cowboy, did they play on grass or turf? And it's not a joke. I don't know what the San Francisco 49ers got.
I don't remember.
I would think you would because you definitely emphasized that the last time.
Yeah, he talked for 40 minutes about the difference between grass. And he had stats, if I remember. He pulled out like a book. He was like, his Dak stats on turf and his Dak stats on grass.
Yeah, my stats were the relevance to the turf was about the defense of the pass rush. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, my bad. I thought you was being ridiculous.
Look, excuse us.
Yeah, excuse me. I didn't know.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, if you got to get back to your, Rucker Park 2001 reunion party, you can go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? doing the
If
Fresh
you
Prince
gotta
over
get back to
this
scoring
this
and
nigga
NBA
got a
streets,
dandelion colored LA fitted dog. They wouldn't even press you in LA.
Just,
it
They
really wouldn't.
it is
they just
that.
walk off. No, I
Folded
don't
brim.
have drugs on me, officer.
That's a fresh folded brim.
Yeah.
You folded that for the pod.
Actually, it came folded this way.
Oh, okay. They know your swag.
Yeah, listen, when I step in, you're all right, velour, nigga.
Nah, all right, cool. Yeah. See, I told you that in confidence on the show.
Didn't you just make fun of the way your son dressed, but in turn made fun of the way you dress at the same time?
Yeah,
You was like,
I
my
saw
son
it.
dressed
Hey,
stupid as
His
fuck.
son dressed
I
like a
dress like
goon
me.
from Belly.
You see it replicated. I'm like, damn, son, that's the influence. That's what I gave him. Like, it's fucked up, man.
But the 49ers is a good team to lose to. It's not like y'all lost to something terrible. Like the 49ers definitely showed some. But this is Cowboys world, man. What are they gonna do about Dak? Because Dak is a good quarterback. He's just dumb sometimes. And that's just how they and you would be okay with getting something else, but there's nothing better than Dak out there to get. As far as the running game, who cares? Broke for it. What you say?
That sounds like a toxic relationship.
That's the Cowboys. When the last time y'all won? 99, 98?
95.
I knew it was 95. I just wanted to put the years up.
A
so
year later than the
come back.
49ers have, which for some reason they go unscathed in this whole it's been so long type conversation. Not to mention they be losing on the biggest stage, which to me is a little worse. And they be losing in way worse fashion.
Well, no, because didn't they win? Didn't they win last year?
No, they haven't won since 1994. They haven't won the Super Bowl since 94.
But they made those.
When the last y'all ain't made the playoffs? Like y'all ain't won a playoff game since 94?
No, we haven't made a conference championship game in like 2 years.
I don't remember the stat.
They just be losing, and that's my thing. But no, you're right. Back to what you're saying, they a good team and all that shit.
And also, what's funny about the like you were a Cowboys fan, they terrible. You were a Knicks fan, they terrible.
I dropped my flag.
Nah, what's your baseball team?
The Mets.
I know nothing about baseball, so that don't matter. So you basically been losing your whole life. Like your whole life, all your teams have been shit.
Only professionally. Like I'm a UConn Huskies basketball fan. I'm a Florida Gators football fan, so I've got to celebrate championships. Like
you basically, what makes a person like jump on the bandwagon of all the biggest teams of every sport?
So that's not, but like, here's the thing about bandwagon. That's a funny term. If there's no real benefit to it, is it really a slight? Like me becoming a Cowboys fan during their drought, like that's not really a bandwagon thing. I just like the team that have probably the most fans. Like I was
bandwagon like a motherfucker. What you mean?
No, but
like the team that got the most fans.
It had nothing to do with them having the most fans, though.
But you just said you liked them because they had the most fans.
No, I said I happen to like a team who has the most fans.
Oh, okay.
It didn't have nothing to do like, oh, the Cow. I want to be a part of this nation. Nah, it was just the team. They have like DeMarcus Ware and T.O. were like two of my favorite players at the time. So it was like it made sense to root for that team. Plus, whenever like I live in South Carolina time, still do. Whenever Sunday happened, game day happened, whatever. Most Cowboys games were televised, so I didn't like when it came time to be a grown up fan. Essentially, when I was 12, I was like, I want to support a team that I don't have to follow their score by looking online. I could just watch them, and most of the time, the Cowboys games were televised. So it had nothing to do with being a fan. Like even at the time, I didn't know the stats about the horrible mediocrity. I knew the Cowboys hadn't won a Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. I knew the Cowboys hadn't won a Super Bowl in like my lifetime at that point. Well, in my lifetime, but enough for me to know it. But yeah, so that's how that happened. The Knicks thing just supporting New York as a kid. The Mets, same shit. UConn, like Ray Allen, oddly enough, when I was a kid, was one of my favorite players. I don't know if it came from watching He Got Game or like just, you know.
I would have thought that would made you hate the nigga. The nigga acting was terrible in that.
Horrendous.
A top 3 Spike Lee movie.
Yeah,
but
Money and Violence.
Top 5.
In there. Top 5. Top three. So yeah, UConn. Plus I liked I like the underachieving team with like Hasheem Thabeet, AJ Price, Jeff Adrian. I thought they was gonna win it that year. But yeah, UConn. As far as Florida goes, growing up, like Florida produced like the best players. So at the end of the
Hop
day,
on that bandwagon.
I hated the Seminoles colors. Miami colors was ugly too. Plus, like a lot of people's Miami fans, I was like, I'll go against the grain on that. And I just rooted for Florida. And then the next year they won the national championship and it just worked out perfectly for me. But I also like through hard times, I can't hide it. Like I got a Dallas Cowboys license plate. Like I'm not one of those fans that's like, oh, my team lose, you can't say shit. Like, no, like that's that's on my car. Florida, like football season, I wear a Florida shirt at work.
He's a
like,
fucking dweeb.
I'm a dweeb.
Cowboys license plate.
Nigga, you got on a Berkeley fucking hoodie and you in Southside Chicago. Like, come on now. You fresh
No,
Prince playing.
Any person with a sports license plate is racist. Like you think that's gonna stop the police from stopping you, nigga?
My 10 illegal. I ain't got a ticket yet, nigga.
Still a nigger in me and Jerry Jones' eyes.
You sold keys to the force.